Now, a few weeks ago, you might have seen myself and these beautiful guys appear on the Mighty Zealand's video. If you haven't watched it yet, you should. It's good. It's Zealand. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to have an even deeper dive into it thanks to our very own Manager's Seat TikTok account. Check it out. So this will be a little fun ride, something a little bit different. We're going to use the footage from the TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, get yourself over there. There's loads on there. Zealand's video is in the link below. Now, these are the topics we're going to cover. So the fate of the big six clubs in England. Who's been the biggest Champions League winners, the biggest losers in the 830 years? Who has the power in Scotland? The big question, is Manchester red or blue? Kings of Merseyside, is it going to be Liverpool, Everton, or a new pretender? Who's taken over Wales? The Battle of North London, Arsenal v Tottenham. Who's ruling the streets of Birmingham? And which is the most competitive league in Europe? Now we're going to start hot. We're going to go straight into the Champions League. Champions League in 830 years. We might have to do this over 2 parts, you know.
I haven't invented any time machine.
For this, we'll be using Football Manager, and there it is. Wow, this has been interesting. How about most times won? 144, Sheffield United. Yeah, straight up, Chef U. Look at this. And that's before we talk about the Prem.
What the hell was that?
That's straight up. I mean, look at the last few winners there. You've got Montpellier, Grasshoppers, Sheffield United all over the place. Inter, Barcelona, Nordsjælland, Bristol City, Warsaw. Well, Warsaw. Yep, Warsaw won 8. How about Livingston? Winning 2.
Do you want some or give it yet?
Right, alphabetical order time. This is going to be hard work, so bear with me.
Are you ready?
Keep an eye out for your team. You can see there, Arsenal won a load. Barcelona with a load. Villa with 1. Bolton and Blackburn. Brighton with loads. Bristol City. Absolutely loads. Chelsea. Everton got some. Bayern. Truckloads. Nordsjælland. Porto. Rowan. Fenerbahce. Gateshead with 4. Grasshoppers dominated. Hansa Rostock. Inter. Absolutely tons. Genk. Leeds with a few. Liverpool. Not many. Livingston. Lille. Man City now. Yeah, quite a few. Man United. Quite a few. Mishalov. Milan. Newcastle did well. Marseille, PSG, absolutely tons. Real Madrid, oh my days, loads. Leipzig, Red Star Reims, Schalke, Shakhtar, Sheffield United. Look at the domination, oh my god. SJK, Slavia, Southampton, Tottenham with a few there. Spurs won something. Juve with a load at the end. More coming on the channel soon. Remember, let us know what you want to see. There's so much to go through. Wild results indeed. We had a little snippet of it, and now it's time for Scotland. Scotland in 830 years. Show us what happened, Football Manager. You're probably wondering about the old firm teams first. So Rangers now have a total of 103 titles, but they've only won once in the last 264 years. And Celtic? Bit of a different story. 589. Look at that. Including a 73-year streak. Now through the years there's been a clutch of different winners. You can see there as I scroll down. Look out for your team. Hamilton, Ross County, Hearts, Airdrie, Livingston, Dundee United, Hamilton, Kilmarnock, Dunfermline. But stop right there. There is a new power of Scottish football, and it is Livingston. They've won 27 out of the last 30. In fact, Livy have a total of 55 Premier League titles, and they are the only Scottish team that managed to win the European Champions League, and they won it on 2 occasions.
I'm in shock.
There's your long list of winners. We'll be back with more very soon. You can't tell me you expected that. So next we're going to find out what is the most competitive league in Europe. We've seen Scotland's turned on its head. What's next? So what's the most competitive league in European football 830 years on? It's not the Prem, nor Ligue 1, and it's definitely not the Bundesliga, but props for Leverkusen for stopping Bayern.
What's this?
In fact, where we need to be is Portugal and Liga NOS. Having a little look at the league there, Benfica have got 2 in there. What? So you'd expect a team like Porto to have the most titles, and they do. 149 of them. But there's been 830 years, so where's the rest gone? Got to be Benfica then, right? Only 63 in total for Benfica. Okay, surely Sporting Lisbon. 50, so it's not them. So they're really spread out, and if you go to past winners, you can see what's going down. Belenenses have had a revival and they've stormed back, as have Estoril. Look at all the titles they've won recently. In fact, Estoril have 117 and Belenenses have 116. But check this out, big shout out to Berco SC. In today's day and age, they are in the 4th tier in Portugal, but they claimed 85 Liga NOS, which, if you remember, is more than both Sporting and Benfica.
Hey yo!
More to come. Right, it's time to take a look at the Premier League's Big Six. The Big Six and what else has been going on in the Premier League. What does the Premier League look like 830 years in the future? We're using Football Manager, it's the year 2852. Things are very different. You can see the holders there, it says City, but it's Bristol City.
What? Is that funny?
So here's a Prem in alphabetical order. Arsenal, Birmingham, Blackburn, Fleetwood are in there, Forest Green, Shrewsbury, Sutton, Oxford City.
What big man things? I don't know what you're drinking in that tea, you know.
Big Six, only Man U and Arsenal are still in the Prem. In the Championship we find Liverpool, City and Spurs.
Sorry.
And Chelsea, League 2. No really, there they are. But the good news is they have got 14 Papa John's trophies, so every cloud. More on this save on the channel soon. Okay, let's break the country down now into some big rivalries. We're going to start in North London. It's Arsenal and Spurs. Over 800 years, who's been the most successful North London club? Is it the Gunners or is it Spurs? Now at the minute, in the year 2852, it's not great for Spurs because they're in the Championship.
Son's crying.
Meanwhile, Arsenal, still in the Prem. In fact, they're the only team that have never been relegated from the Premier League in over 800 years.
Let's go.
Now back to Spurs. The good news is they have won something. In fact, quite a lot. Let's gloss over those 17 Papa John's trophies. They did add 8 League Cups and 10 FA Cups for a total of 18. However, Arsenal, in the same time period, added a staggering 123 League Cups and 95 FA Cups. But better news for Tottenham. They won 14 Premier Leagues. Problem is, Arsenal added 121 in the same time.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But Spurs only went and won the Champions League 8 times.
Yes!
You know what I'm going to say now, don't you? Arsenal took down 29. So Arsenal take it down, but Tottenham, he did win things. From North London, we go to Manchester, City and United. Who dominates Manchester in 800 years? Is it still City or is it United? Remember, using FM, we're in the year 2852. Now in the first shocker, City are in the Championship.
We'll come back maybe one day.
United locked and loaded in the Prem, and they've had a good time too, adding to the FA Cup haul and getting in a load of Premier League titles as well.
All the players that come here, they know they have to win.
Now City, despite being in the Championship, also had a good haul in the FA Cup. And how close is this? They've added to their Premier League titles and now have a total of 62. So they have 62, United have 54.
Damn!
So United have the edge in the FA Cup. City have the edge in the Premier League. We need to sort this with the Champions League.
Yeah, boy.
So United in the Champions League. They added 14 for a total of 17. And Championship City claimed 26. So Manchester is slightly blue. But remember, City's next match is more coming away.
No!
Right. It's Birmingham.
It's the year 2852 in Football Manager, and we've simmed over 8 centuries to find out who rules Birmingham.
Great Scott.
Will it be Villa or Birmingham City? Well, 830 years into the future, the Blues are a Premier League club, whilst Villa are in League 2.
Oh, for
So it's advantage Birmingham, but what about cup wins? Well, Villa haven't won the League Cup since 1996, but they did win the FA Cup in 2024. But the blue half of the city have 19 League Cups and 14 FA Cups. But what about the Premier League? Well, Villa haven't won it in 800 years, but they still have one more than Birmingham.
It was unbelievable.
As for Europe, Villa have 4 Conference Leagues, 1 Europa League, but still just the 1 European Cup, whilst Birmingham have 6 Conference Leagues, 2 Europas. In the Champions League, they're tied with Villa on 1.
It's not a good idea to look at Tommy Shelby the wrong way.
So Birmingham have the most cups, Villa have the most Premier Leagues. So are we declaring this a draw? Well, maybe not, because up the road at Walsall, they've won 29 FA Cups, 22 Premier Leagues and 8 Champions League trophies. And it looks like they're all in the West Midlands now.
Stay tuned for our biggest viewed video on TikTok shortly. But first, JD had a little look at what's been going on in Wales.
Over this last week, Wales has had a new prince. But more importantly, we're in the year 2852 in Football Manager 22 to find out who is the King of Wales. Usual suspects: Swansea, Cardiff, Newport, Wrexham. Let's start with Swansea. Super disappointing. They've meandered between the Championship, Sky Bet League 1 and League 2, bouncing around, winning bugger all. Forever disappointing, boys. Although if you consider the Papa Johns and the English FA Trophy as big hits, well done, smashing it.
Both award winners this evening, how does that feel?
No, God, please, no!
Moving on to Cardiff, they're currently in League 1, have done bugger all. They've bounced between the Championship, the Sky Bet League 2, another disappointing one from the capital city. Although in recent years they've got loads of trophies from Sky Bet League 1. That third place one in the year 2820 is huge. Arguably the 2 biggest club in Wales, big disappointments. Like, we've got to talk about Newport because they're Welsh, but come on, Vanarama National League. Let's move on to club number 4 in Wales. The best club are...
My spanky senses tell me this is gonna get tasty, baby!
Turns out the some American owners are actually half decent. Wrexham are bossing it. In the Premier League, they've won the competition twice, they've got a raft of FA Cup trophies, and they've dabbled in Europe also. Coming runner-up in both the Champions League and the European Cup in the year 27-25 and 25-68, Wrexham, definitely the biggest club in Wales.
And is it your first time to Wales?
Yeah.
Christ sweet Gumry.
But the biggest shock is they're not playing in the Deadpool Arena. They're playing in Arvon Griffiths Park, 28,316 all-seater. For a massive club, they need to improve.
It's time for our most viewed video on TikTok. It's Liverpool versus Everton. 800 years later, who is ruling Merseyside? Is it Liverpool or the blue side, Everton? So in 2852, it's not great for Everton because they're in the Championship.
Not good enough. It's not good enough.
So Liverpool will be feeling pretty smug, right? But they're in the Championship too. In fact, they've been stuck there and League 1 for ages. The last time they were in the Premier League was 275 years ago. As for the Toffees, they've pretty much been in the Premier League throughout. So Liverpool added 2 more League Cups for a total of 10 overall, and 6 FA Cups for a total of 13. How about Everton? They went mad in the League Cup, added 40 and 38 FA Cups for a total of 43.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah.
Back to Liverpool, the Premier League is where it's at for them. But somehow they've only managed to add 1 more Premier League. Everton, they've added 25 for a total of 34. Okay, come on Liverpool, it's time for the Champions League to claim this back. They have 7, but that means in 800 years they only added 1. Everton, make it a clean sweep by adding 16.
Do you sure?
So unbelievably, it's a clean sweep for Everton. More unexpected results, right? What is going on? And the final video today will be the biggest losers in the 830 years. What club, in what country, has had a nightmare? Who has it really rough in 800 years' time? Here's the hint. 2 of the teams featured today come from the Premier League. 1 comes from the Bundesliga and 1 from Ligue 1. So if you're ready, let's tell you a story.
Baseman came down to answer some things.
And let's start in Ligue 1 in France. There's 1 massive team that are no longer there. Can you guess yet? They're not even in the second league. In fact, you've got to go all the way down to the French National and you will find them right there. Yep, it's Lyon. They've dropped to the 3rd tier in France. In fact, it's been a lot worse for them. They're in the National 2, which is like their 4th or 5th division, and they've been down here for a long time now. In fact, it's been over 600 years before they've had a sniff of Ligue 1.
Right, okay, so what is it doing there?
Now to the Prem, and the first of 2 teams. You may notice there's quite a few of the big 6 missing, but one of them has had a right shocker. So they're not in the Prem, they're not in the Championship, nor in League 1, they're in League 2.
No! God, please, no!
Yeah, a rough old time for Chelsea. They haven't seen the Premier League in years. In fact, since the year 2680, coming up on 200 years away.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
That blooming Papa John's trophy. Meanwhile, in Germany, we go down to the Free Liga, where we find RB Leipzig. That's right, the Red Bull Empire takes a hit with RB Leipzig dropping like a stone.
Have you ever had a Red Bull? I never had a Red Bull before, but I had a Red Bull last night. I really like Red Bull.
Okay, back to the Prem. And the biggest loser in the game in 800 years. Once again, we're in League 2, and up the top there, in alphabetical order, is Aston Villa. Now, Villa, you ask, why are they the biggest losers? And this is why. It's because they have been stuck away from the Premier League for 761 years.
Makes your eyes sort of go, oh.
So Villa have had a right nightmare. And they only won the biggest prize in the game 5 times. Come on, boys. There you go, crew. Something a little bit different today. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you are on TikTok, get yourself over there to the Manager's Seat channel. All of us are pumping stuff in there. It's good fun. Little bite-sized chunks of videos. And the good news is, FM23 is on the horizon. And we're still cranking out content just like this bad boy.